Hello, Mgtow. This is Mgtow Jesus, and today I'd like to talk about the Peeple App. Yay! A lot of you have heard about the Peeple App, I'm sure, and you've seen a lot of different videos about it, I'm sure. Let me just give you the quick rundown for those of you who just kind of want the absolute facts about what's going on. Okay, A, this is the thing. These are the things you should worry about. An account for you can be created by someone else without your approval and without your option to opt in. The account says it needs a phone number. However, the phone number does not have to be the correct phone number because all it will do is notify that phone number via text that an account has been created for you. All you got to do is pick some little old lady, maybe my grandmother, because she doesn't really know much about phones. She'll get some random text and be like, whatever, and delete it because it's from a number she's not familiar with. Cool. So now we have already an integrity issue with accounts being valid or not. B, they have a small little precaution that if you're given a negative review at 2 stars or less, that it'll go into an inbox for 48 hours, allowing you a chance to dispute it with that person and to hopefully have it taken down. And then it'll be posted otherwise. Okay, A, if someone really did leave a terrible comment about me and I said something, hey man, this, that, and the other, and if that person already left that negative comment, they probably don't give a shit what I have to say about it. And chances are they're not even going to talk to me. They're just going to let the 48-hour clock run out, and boom, it's going to be posted, regardless if it's true or not. That person posted it for a reason. You know, they went out of their way to put up a negative post. Why would they actually consider your side of things and take it down? It's not going to happen. Now, the other thing is, that only happens if it's 2 stars or less. Well, I don't mind leaving a 2.5-star rating and making some terrible remark about someone and going ahead and making it semi-positive if I want to, but I could write, they fuck children, and put it at 2.5 stars, and you will never know it came up. First off, you don't even know the account exists. Then secondly, the post is made and it doesn't even notify anyone about the post. They just go to it doesn't notify the number they associated it with. So the person that keeps getting they won't keep getting text. They'll get that one weird text one time. And they'll be like, whatever, delete it. Meanwhile, you are being completely ostracized by people that don't even know you. But they saw this. Or maybe an employer will look at your account and say, he fucks children? That can't be right. But then sees all these other stuff about like, yeah, he got fired from a job for hitting on 2 13-year-olds. And they're looking you up because they know you by name. You gave them your name, so they're looking you up on People to see what people have to say about you. They find you, and they see these reviews, being positive, negative, or whatever. Now, this is ridiculous. What I find funny, though, is the founders were hit with so much unsolicited review and feedback that they even complained. They said, how do we stop people from commenting on our posts on Facebook? I know how to stop them from commenting on our wall, but I can't stop them from commenting on our posts. And some genius lady said back to them, she goes, that's funny. People, the founders of the Peeple App, about unsolicited feedback, don't seem to like unsolicited feedback. And it's funny because it's like, yeah, it's literally double standard. You don't like the fact that people can uncontrollably say things about you, but that's what you're creating is an app that allows people to uncontrollably say things about other people. So this app's going to come out in November. If people know you by name, they can put any number down, even if they don't have your phone number. But chances are your phone number is attached to your Facebook account, like mine is, and they'll be able to look me up and get my phone number and go ahead and make a People account about me, and then it'll be forever up there. You know? And it doesn't even matter if I know about it, because even if I try to argue with someone, it might be a complete troll that just wants to make someone look bad. Hell, let's say you have an ex-girlfriend, Mgtow. Let's say you guys have an ex-girlfriend that, you know what? I'll just go ahead and use myself as an example. I had a girlfriend that I was actually really close to marrying. This was right before I became Mgtow. And as soon as she found out that I loved her, she started being abusive. Started bumping up on me with her chest. She started shoving me a little bit. She started like smacking her hands when she would yell at me and then say, do something. Well, you ain't gonna do nothing. Do something about it. Yeah, she's black if you already didn't get that. But yeah, so she gets very abrasive, very aggressive, and always tries to push any argument or conversation into a realm of gender, be it because she was a feminist, or violence. and that she was the one that was always instigating it. Well, it wasn't until she cut my hand by smashing my hand in a drawer with her hip that I slapped her across the face, popped her real good, you know? Well, guess what? Let's just say my account and my Facebook and people like me because I'm really good to my friends and I'm good at what I do in my job and things like that. By the way, I have a new job now. I'll get into that in another video. But let's say all these positive reviews come out about me. She decides, oh, I wonder what my ex has been up to, and decides to type in my name and sees all these positive things. What's the first thing you think this woman that broke up with me after I slapped her across the face is going to want to say about me? When she sees all these positive reviews, she's probably going to be like, hey, you know what? These people need to know something. Be it true or not, be it her perspective or whatever. If she sees all these positive reviews, because we've all bumped our heads against someone in our past. We've all dealt with a bad relationship or just didn't see eye to eye, or as soon as we met someone, instantly hated them and we didn't even know why. That person probably felt the same way. And if that person has unresolved issues with you, or vice versa, and they see positive things about you, they're going to be motivated to say something bad about you, right? There are probably men that will be outed for their sexuality, and all of a sudden they'll be exposed for being homosexuals, and this could ruin a lot of things like their marriage relationship, or it could ruin their career. It could just mess with their whole dichotomy. Maybe, for example, my dad's a scoutmaster. Well, he stepped out, but there was a time when in scouting that if you were found to be gay, then you would be asked to leave scouting. I'm not saying my dad is gay. He's not. The thing I'm getting at is, let's say there's other organizations like scouting, for example, just as an example, where someone's exposed for being gay because their gay partner didn't like that they broke up and doesn't like the fact that he is, closeted, so decides to out him. Right? And then other people start to look at this and say, oh, wow, he's a closeted homosexual. You never know. You might be sitting there doing your thing. Maybe you're a teacher helping kids or something, and all of a sudden parents don't want you teaching their kids anymore, and the school lets you go because it's been found out that you are actually a homosexual, and they just don't feel comfortable anymore. Even if they're in the wrong, even if that's bigoted or whatever you want to call it, a parent can still make that choice for their child. I'm still going to take care of my child, So I'm still going to do what I think is best for her. I don't give a fuck if you think I'm being racist or bigoted at that point, but I don't like the idea of my child being taught by a radical feminist. Okay? I just don't want her to get some sort of ideology from her, because that shit is way out in left field. But anyways, I think this app, being designed by these two naive women that they want the internet, and they think people are potentially good, and that the internet is this place where people can share ideas and all this kind of stuff. You know what? Yeah, when the internet first got going, the premise that people could share ideas and all this kind of stuff, there's been great fundraisers, there's been great things done because of the internet, but it has also been the place where terrible people get together. Okay? Communication is communication. It is what it is. So they may think that this is all going to be puppy dogs and rainbows, but it's not. It just won't be. When it's an uncontrolled app where a person can just say whatever they want about someone because they say that they know them, that's all it takes to sit there and spread lies about them and bash them, or turn something that is a truth on its ear and make it come across as something so worse than it really, really is, So, just to give you an example, I was fired from a job because I had made a joke that offended a 13-year-old and her friend. Well, she was saying something about how she had to throw up every day, and I was like, oh, it sounds like bulimia, and she took big offense to that. I ended up getting fired, right? Well, one of my coworkers that wasn't there that day heard that I got fired because of something I said to two 13-year-old girls. He assumed, oh, he must have made a sexual comment. And based on that, without any other evidence, without any other research or any other looking into it at all, went and said to one of my friends that he knew, yeah, man, did you hear? Mgtow Jesus got fired because he hit on two 13-year-olds. So this guy All he knows is what he's being told by this friend of his that he trusts, goes around and tells everyone else that I got fired for that I sexually harassed two 13-year-old girls. And not until 2 years after does it come to my door and someone asks me about it that I finally go, no, I got fired because I made a bulimia joke. That's why I got fired. I was hyper on caffeine, and one of them said something that was really like it was medically impossible unless they were just bulimic, and I called them out for it, and I got fired. Yeah, it was stupid of me to do that, but no, I did not sexually harass or hit on two 13-year-old girls. You know, but who knows how much damage it did? Who knows out there? Who else inside or outside of distant circles? 6 degrees of separation. I think maybe Kevin Bacon thinks that I like to hit on 13-year-old girls. For all I know, right? 6 degrees. So this Peeple app is going to be basically just like that, where you're going to discover some things that people have said about you after the damages may potentially have already been done. And when people are giving them such a bad review about this, and they're surprised, they're like, well, what do you have to hide? You know who says shit like that? Authoritarians do. Cops do. When you don't want to talk to them, so they instantly suspect you of something, because instead of trying to protect your anonymity and protect your freedom, they see you as trying to dodge consequence. That's what this is. These women are now trying to guilt trip people. Well, if you have nothing to hide, then what are you so worried about? You shouldn't worry. If you're a good person, well, then you won't mind this app at all. So, is there something we should know about you? Like, no, that's not going to fucking work. Okay? So, I'm going to write all sorts of passive-aggressive bullshit about them, and I'll put it at 2.5 stars, so that way they won't even get a notification about it. I can't wait for this app to come out and they get their fucking asses reamed for every little detail and every little minute thing that people could twist and contort into whatever message they're trying to send across. Because I can use words very well and make something appear like something else if I so chose to. Now, the reason I picked this picture was because one man of reason, Pilate here, doesn't see anything wrong with the man in chains, with the crown on his head. And he looks over the mob and he says, I don't see the problem. He hasn't done anything wrong. What do you want me to do about him? And the angry mob can say whatever they want and do whatever they want. And you know what? Because he is just one man of reason, it's not enough to stop, apparently in this story, even the Son of God falls victim to lies and falls victim to the mob justice. So if you think Mgtow, Sandman, Barbarossa, Mayor of Mgtow, all you other guys, if you really think that you are going to somehow be immune from this, you've got another thing coming, man. They are going to come for us. You've got all these gynocentric bullshit white knight manginas out there. You've got these ignorant fucking cunts. You've got people like Zoe Quinn and Anita Sarkeesian trying to get the UN to push laws around the whole fucking world except for America in hopes to get America on board to turn negative comments and a disagreement in opinion to be equal to physical violence and or harassment and should be prosecuted. They're trying to strip away your free speech. And now they're going to try to strip away your anonymity, take your identity and broadcast it out there and let anyone say whatever they want about you. And so even though you may be a good person, and even though you may not want, and this is why I think it's attacking Mgtow, because doesn't it make perfect sense that Mgtow have one real good strength, and that is we can distance ourselves from society, we can remove our usefulness and utility from them without repercussion. Well, now there's an app for that. Now there's an app for the repercussions. Now people can say whatever they want about us, and until we come back to the plantation, we're not going to be able to say anything against it. And this is a terrible, 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 terrible thing. This is a bad idea. This app is a horrible idea. It's going to give trolls just a Christmas present. I mean, I guess Christmas is coming early this year because these trolls out here, these social justice warriors, are getting exactly what they want. They want a no-holds-barred say what you want to say about someone and there's nothing they can do about it. Now, we have an option. They say fire begets fire, right? Or evil begets evil, fight fire with fire. Yay! I have an idea. And this is just coming out. I'm sure this will be used later. But just to prove a point, let's create some sock puppet accounts on Peeple when it comes out. And let's go ahead and attack these feminists, these radicals. Let's go ahead and go after Anita Sarkeesian and Zoe Quinn and not threaten them. Now, on the Peeple app, I want you guys to go ahead and write comments about real issues that are completely hypocritical, that we can actually point at and give citation to and say, look, they're full of shit. Here's a link. Look, they're full of shit. Here's a link. Look, she's 3 years behind on her original project. And what did she do with the 400,000? Here's a link. Look, she's this, that, and the other. Here's a link. Like, make sure we have the citation and only point out truths, real, tangible truths. But let's just see what happens. Let's see how quick this app brings up lawsuits and brings up all sorts of discourse. Because if they're going to try to use it to expose people, that's, I mean, I want people to be safe, but if you're going to use this and you're willing to let the poison, stir with the medicine, well, guess what? I'm going to give you a dose of your own medicine. So if they want to take good people and allow people to paint them badly, which, believe me, when you've got teenagers, these teenage feminists that are being brainwashed in schools, they're going to look at guys like me and say, oh, he's a misogynist, oh, he's a terrible person. And as soon as they figure out who I am, they're going to just come crashing down all over it. They're going to come after me, and they're going to say all sorts of terrible things about me. And then maybe, see, because here's what I do. I sell cars. That's my new job now. Oh, great. I can't wait to go and try to sell cars. Someone comes in, meets me, and then they decide to go check out Peeple and see if I am a trustworthy car salesman. Well, if these motherfuckers out here want to say some shit about me, then that customer guy go, you know what, let's just go to a different dealership. And then I never hear from them again, and I have no idea what the hell's going on. And all of a sudden, I don't make half as many sales in a year, and I have no idea why. And I find out Peeple, the app, has made it possible for little feminists and little fucking crybabies, little social justice bitches, to say whatever they want about me and spread lies about me without me knowing. So this is a very dangerous app because there's no way to fact check. When you're talking about anyone can post something about anyone and that person may not even know. And even if that person wants to argue with you, you don't even have to respond to them. And in 48 hours, the post will be posted anyway. And there's nothing you can do about it. What, you're going to have your network of 6 friends say something nice about you? Oh, he dresses well. Yeah, thanks, man. That'll definitely help defend me against the, child pornography accusation. Oh, he's really dependable. If you ever need a ride, call him and he'll be there for you. Thanks, man. That's actually a really good post, but there's about 100 other negative posts saying that I'm a misogynist and I have it out for women, and apparently I beat women too, because my ex-girlfriend posted something saying that I beat women, and a bunch of her friends are backing her up on it. So yeah, there's that. This is a terrible thing. I think this app was designed to weed out Mgtow. I'm saying this is a big leap of logic here, but let's see, who does this really affect? This affects people that want to do their own thing and don't want to hurt anybody necessarily, but this affects people that have a lot to lose. And I think that Mgtow, the strength that we had was that we could separate ourselves from that society. We could walk away from that. We could get away from the gynocentrism and get away from the girls talking behind our backs and doing all this stupid shit, and we just running in circles trying to please everybody. We stepped out of that. We're stepping in, we're checking out of society, and we're not contributing to that government. And then instantly there's this app that comes along. Once Mgtow actually starts to grow in popularity, now there's an app. You may as well call it the Expose Mgtow You know, undress a Mgtow man. But people sounds better. Whatever. But that's what I feel like it is. I feel like we're being stripped bare. And that they're going to do everything they can to take away everyone's rights of free speech, anonymity, and things of that nature under the guise of safety and truth. Just like feminism has done some of the most heinous, horrendous, bigoted things under the guise of equality. So leave your comments below. Please subscribe. Sorry this was a little long and wordy, but this Peeple App thing, man, this is no joke. And yeah, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys. And your comments are very helpful to me. And keep me posted about anything else you see come along about this people thing. I'd like to know about it. All right, take care. Come